Hello, I am Danielle from Homeschooling with Littles, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today, in this video, I want to talk about how to make your children into independent learners. I have 6 children, and I'm only officially homeschooling my 2 older children. And so with the 4 little ones running around, I need my 2 older children to be a little bit more independent in their learning. And that can be really difficult sometimes because they don't know how to read yet. So I try to make them as independent in their learning as possible, so that frees me up to help the little ones when they need help, to get meals, to clean up after the little ones, and the housework and everything else that goes along with having little ones in your house. So the first thing is having a place for their work. They know where to get their homeschool supplies. They know where to put them back when they're finished with them. So that's been something that's very helpful. It's not without its issues. Like my 8-year-old doesn't ever put her stuff back. So she's always saying, "Mom, where's my math book?" Like, I don't know, it's wherever you left it. So it can still have its challenges. The next thing is to have a system. I feel like you really need to have a plan for the work that they need to do without you saying, okay, you need to do page 10 today. So we have set up a little planner, and in each section is the different subject and is what they have to accomplish for the week. So I don't feel like they should have to do a tiny little bit each day, because sometimes you don't feel like doing math, right? Sometimes you don't feel like writing anything, or you don't feel like reading, you don't feel like doing science, not that we do science every day. And that's another thing, like some of our subjects we try to do every day. I try to make sure they're doing their math and their language arts every day. But it's fine if we front load the math and do that 3 days in a row, and then at the end of the week we focus more on maybe science or history. So that's another thing that has helped us. One thing that's really going to help your children be more independent is your curriculum choice. Now, this can go either way. You can choose a curriculum that allows your child to be very independent, or you can choose a curriculum that you literally need to sit there next to your child and read everything and really teach them yourself. Our math program has a video that goes with it. So at the beginning of the, I don't know what to call it, the lesson, they watch a very short video. It's 2 to 5 minutes long, depending on what it's teaching, and then they have 7 pages to do in a test, 7 practice sheets that go over what they learned and that review the stuff that they've been learning previously. So I really like our math program, and my kids really like the program. They love being able to just sit and watch the video. They learn really well from TV, and it's really short and really it's really well done. It's very clear on what they have to do in a really short amount of time. Now our language arts program, because my kids aren't reading yet, I do have to sit down with them. So I've chosen a program that is just a few minutes each day. It's not an hour that I have to sit down with them. Not that I would mind, but with 6 little kids running around, you don't have that time in the day. So when I do sit down, I mean, our language arts lesson probably only lasts about 20 minutes. And yeah, it works really well for us. So the next thing that I have found really helpful in helping my kids be more independent in their homeschool and their learning is to set goals with them, to sit down and talk to them about, okay, how much do we want to get done each week? How much do we need to get done in a day if we're going to get this all done by the end of the week? And I've also talked to them about, when do you want to do schoolwork? When is it easiest for you to do schoolwork? Is it easiest for you to go and get your math as soon as you wake up in the morning, do 2 pages and be done for the rest of the day? Is that easier? Or is it easiest to wait until all the kids have gone to bed and sit down and read with mommy for 20 minutes? Like, what is easiest for you? Is it easiest for you to do your work in your room? Is it easiest for you to do your work at a desk or at the kitchen table? I've also taught them, because they can't read yet, they do have math problems in their book that they need read to them. So in the beginning, they would sit there and whine and cry that you don't help me, I can't do this, because I needed to read the problem to them. So I have taught them over time to come and ask me. When you get to this problem, you come and find me wherever I might be, and I will read it to you then and there. I'm not going to run around and chase you with a bunch of other little people whining and crying for mommy too. So, and the last thing that I found really helpful is having a system of rewards and consequences for them completing or not completing their work. They have certain things that they love to do. They might like to watch a movie at nap time, or they might like to play the Wii or the iPad. So I have said, if you don't have your math and your English, your language arts done for the day, then you can't do that stuff. So that's one of our consequences that has been working. And honestly, I don't do that every day, and they don't necessarily want to do that, want to play something every day or watch a movie. Sometimes they just go outside and play, and so some days their work may not get done. And that's okay, because the thing about homeschool is that you have the flexibility. You have the flexibility that if it's a nice day out, like we are way up in upstate New York, and there's snow on the ground, and it can be below 0. And they're not going to want to go outside those days. But on a nice day when it's only 20 out, they may want to go outside and play. And so I love having the ability to say, yeah, go outside, it's a great day, go play and have fun. And if we don't get our homeschool work done that day, that's okay. So the other thing I've done with this planner sheet is that if they complete all of their work for the week, then they get to go to the dollar store and they get to pick out a prize. So that's actually what we're doing tonight, because they got all their work done this week. And it's been a really good motivation and a way to keep track and make sure that we are accomplishing things in our homeschool, because sometimes I feel like with a relaxed homeschool, we aren't always doing as much as we could be. So I like to make sure that we are on track, and because we are using a curriculum, I want to actually do the work and work through it. Not that I think you need to completely follow a curriculum to the T. I struggle with that some because I'm more of a rule follower, but I'm learning over the years that you don't have to do it exactly the way the curriculum says, and really it's just there as a guide. So I hope this has been really helpful for you today to think about some ways to help your young elementary. I mean, this is my 6 and my 8-year-old that are able to get their math out, get their language arts at least out and get started and going without me telling them. They're also able to do their handwriting, their typing. They've got sight words that they need to read to me, but they can also be reading on their own. So if you have a comment of something that's worked for you, I would love to hear what's working for you and some of your tips and things that you have to share about your homeschool. And also, if you have any struggles, I would love to know, and maybe we can work through them together and find something that will help you to be more successful in your homeschool. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.